Hi folks, welcome back to another reaction video. So today's request is for an artist called Rhiannon Giddens, and the song is called Wayfaring Stranger. I know there's a Johnny Cash song called Wayfaring Stranger, so I'm not sure if it's a cover of that song or not. But yeah, there's a person, you'll know who you are, that has commented on quite a few of my videos wanting me to do Rhiannon Giddens for quite a while. So apologies for just getting around to it now, but here it is. The reason why I've chosen this one is because out of all the different ones that you requested, it says this was BBC Northern Ireland, and you know, I'm in Northern Ireland here, so I thought it was quite fitting. So there we go. Right, so without further ado, after 3, 2, 1, go.
Traveling through this world alone, there is no sickness, toil, or danger in that fair land to which I go. I'm going home to see my mother. I'm going home, no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I know dark clouds will gather round me. I know my ways rough and steep. Golden fields lie just before me, where the redeemed shall ever sleep. I'm going home to see my mother. I'm going home, no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I'm just going over home. I'm just going over home.
Wow. Okay. So actually, it is a song that I've heard by Johnny Cash before. The arrangement seems a wee bit different. Now, I don't know if Johnny Cash did the original of it or not. It's got a very traditional kind of sound to it, hasn't it? Very folky. So it's possible that even Johnny Cash's is a cover. I'm not sure. But anyway, I really enjoyed that. Obviously, because I know it was filmed in Northern Ireland, I couldn't help but try and figure out where it was. So it's obviously in a church somewhere. It did remind me of a little church I was in Bangor before, that I went to see Lisa Hannigan play in. I would assume that if you're into Rhiannon Giddens, you've possibly heard of Lisa Hannigan before. You know, she's an Irish singer-songwriter, used to work with Damien Rice, and her solo stuff's incredible. My wife and I have seen her a few times now live. We've seen her in Belfast in the Mandela Hall. I think twice we've seen her there. And then we've seen her performing in this little church in Bangor. And the reason why I'm talking about that, I guess, is because, you know, well, I mean, this performance is in a church, and it does give it sort of different vibe, different atmosphere to the performance. Now, I'm not a religious person, but obviously I've been in churches many times throughout my life for funerals and different services or whatever. But there's something about listening to music in a church that it almost kind of adds a certain quality to the sound. It's a topic I've never really discussed before. But I just know that whenever you're in that sort of environment and you're listening to music, particularly music like this, which seems very personal and relatable, that when you're in that kind of environment, I guess things can maybe give you a feeling of something more profound. Anyway, so a couple of things I did like about the music was I like that sort of mantra type thing going on with the banjo. You just got that riff, dum bum ba bum bum bum, and it didn't change ever really, as far as I noticed. That, I guess, if we think about some of the lyrics there we were listening to about this wayfaring stranger, I'm not going to delve into lyrics. It's not something I really do. I prefer to talk about music because I studied music, but I'm not an English scholar. But anyway, I did get a little bit on the lyrics there about this sort of meandering stranger, from place to place. And I guess the music kind of goes with that. There's a certain momentum to the same thing going round and round. I guess that the repetitive pattern on the banjo could be kind of symbolic for some of the content in the lyrics, whether intentional or not. I guess we're getting connotations of being stationary. With that being on a loop and the same thing going over and over again, could that be reflective of some of the things that's going on lyrically? That, despite everything that's happening in your life, you're maybe not growing. I guess you could also look at it as that it's sort of circular, that things are going round and round and round, It's just interesting because not very often you would hear a particular motif that's just played endlessly on a loop. So we obviously got the contrast coming from the accordion. The banjo, I guess, provided more like a pedal note in terms of the harmony, because we're hearing that dum 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 every time that root note was played. The harmony was always based from that being the bass note, as far as I could tell. At least my ears were drawn to that being the sort of the basis of the harmony, and so the chords on top with the accordion seemed to me like extended chords. For instance, I'll not go too much into music theory here, but for instance, if you have, say, an A minor chord, well, it's the notes A, C, E, and when you play those together, the A would be the root note. So that's the foundation of it, A, C, E. But you can reorder those notes around. So you could have the C at the bottom, the A here, the E there. You can rejig them any way you want. But typically, in an A minor chord, the A is going to sound like the foundation of everything. So if that pedal note was there being provided by the lowest note on the banjo, then the accordion had the ability to play different chords, but with that A, I'm saying hypothetically, I didn't take the time to figure out the exact pitch that was, but say for instance it was an A being played over and over. Well, if the chord in the accordion goes to, say, D minor or basically any other chord, it's always set against that A at the bottom. So it gives an unsettling feel that even whenever the guy on the accordion was trying to move to different chords and different keys, we still have this sort of pull to that root. And that, again, that kind of goes with the constant sort of themes we're talking about, where the constant repetitive pattern on the banjo, constant note, constant harmony being placed there. So really we'd have to look into the lyrics to see if there's any sort of connection with what's happening musically to what's happening lyrically. I really enjoyed it. Her singing was beautiful. At times I was reminded a little bit of Eva Cassidy in the vocal, and that's surely no bad thing. Eva Cassidy had a beautiful, beautiful voice. So I guess the thing I probably enjoyed the most about this, other than the vocal, was the accordion. It's a beautiful instrument that, I do play piano and as such, played organ a little bit in different environments, but I've actually never even played an accordion before. I'm not saying it's the same to play a piano as it is to play an accordion, but obviously you've got the keys, so you've got a bit of a head start. So something that I've always loved about the accordion is that sort of natural, it's got the equivalent of the lungs, it's able to breathe. So it's very expressive, and it added a lot of emotion, really, I found there, so would have been nice with a piano backing or any other, even another guitar being strummed. But I guess that sort of breathing of the accordion matched up very, very well with the vocal. It was very immersive kind of performance. So I really enjoyed this one. This is not the typical thing. For anybody who's been watching my channel long, you'll see most of my reactions are on sort of heavy metal sort of music. but not all of them. I do have a few other ones in there as well. Whitney Houston, Tori Amos. So if you enjoyed this reaction, feel free to subscribe and like the video. I'll be doing lots of different styles of music. It's not going to be one style of music reaction. I listen to lots of different genres. Pretty much all of them. Open-minded to everything. The only thing I've really struggled with is gospel music and country. For some reason, it just doesn't click with me, but pretty much everything else, can usually find something in it to enjoy. So thank you very much for making it this far, and I'll see you all again next time.